Hey guys, it's Ramsey again from Nova Hypnosis and Wellness. And the last question in our frequently asked question video series, the last question is if it's a fair question, it's basically how much will this whole thing cost? Because at the end of the day, people will do things based off of what is most important to them. We will spend money on what's important to us. So there's a short answer to the question and a long answer. I prefer to share the long answer. And when I say long, I mean 5 minutes or less. But really, the costs for the experience or the programs that we offer, the 1, the 2, or the 3-month program, it just really depends on the client. And the cost for each program is unique to that program, but which program fits which client best is really dependent upon the client. So let's talk about a couple of the factors before we discuss the actual numbers. So the factors that are involved, what level of resistance exists for the client? And when I say resistance, a person may know what to do. They may know from a knowledge and skill level what should be done, but they're not doing it. And this is where when I think in one of the other videos, I had mentioned that no change ever happens on an intellectual level. You cannot rationalize behaviors that we have that hold us back. Because if you were to ask someone, why do you do that? I don't know. Well, the answer actually is inside. We just help people discover. That journey to get to that point where they realize and then they decide something different, it's different for everyone based off of how they view the world. Some people are very analytical and they have a very strong need to analyze everything. And until it's analyzed and it's rehashed over and over, they will not accept a new model of the world. And it's just their belief system. Typically for people that experience that, have a little bit longer profile for them, typically the 2 or 3 month program. Other indications in other areas that we typically see certain patterns that line up with certain other programs are with generalized anxiety, like something that's been causing them anxiety for a long time. Usually that's near the 2 or 3 month program type of profile. So the level of resistance is totally dependent upon the client. And that's one of the reasons that we do the initial assessment, because we want to make sure that each client, we're aware of where it is that they need to feel more certainty, how it is that they can be delivered more certainty, what is it that has been holding them back? Because oftentimes a person that's very challenging and a person that is very analytical, they'll need that information because deep down inside there's a fear of not knowing, the fear of not having all the information before they make a decision. So that is different for everyone. We can't predict what person's gonna experience that. The other thing that we'll do is it's best to describe what we do as on par with other professional services. So when you go to a doctor, to a lawyer, to any other kind of therapist, you know, our rates are basically in alignment with what they do. Now they do on an individual basis, and they bill on an individual basis because that's the way that they have created an accounting system for exchange of services for compensation. Ours is a program because behavior change, for it to be lasting, we have seen in our clients the greatest success is with those people that do the conscious and the subconscious work, is what we talked about in one of the other videos. That's why it's a program. You're essentially becoming a part of a program that's designed to move you towards your goal. It's not just we come in for one session and you know, wave the magic wand and then you're healed or you're feeling better. That can happen with some people, but we can't predict that. So that's going to be something that is a factor involved in the cost. And finally, the length of time. The programs for the 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, typically visits are about 7 to 14 days apart. This depends on the progress of the client, and it depends on whether they're doing the work that is part of the commitment to their own change. Everybody must participate in their own rescue. That's a real famous Tony Robbins quote. Everyone must participate in their own rescue, and part of that participation is doing the activities or the reinforcing activities that a client will do at home. So that cost varies for each person because each person has a different level of resistance to the process. Another form of resistance that we typically see is someone that needs to be in control. They'll be a little bit reluctant to the concept of letting their mind just be restful, letting their mind become still. So those people require a little bit more tuning, or a little bit more frequent visits is the translation for that. So all those things factor into the cost, and those are things that we take into consideration when we're making a recommendation during the initial assessment or at the end of the initial assessment. So you can see that it's a journey. It's not just a this is not you take the pill and then you feel better, because we're actually addressing what the issue is and then creating a reinforcing environment and system for you to be successful in. So back to the short answer, the investment for people is best to view it as, what is this pain point causing you, or what is the lack of having this performance or achievement? What's it costing you? If you continue down this route, what is the cost going to be a year from now? What's the cost going to be 3 years from now? What's the cost going to be 10 years from now? For smokers, it's very clear. You can count the number of cigarettes. It's a very clear metric. Is this going to cost you, $10,000 in 10 years? Not to include the cost of your own health. Same thing with people that experience stress, or they're viewing the world in a very unproductive manner. What's that stress going to cause and cost you doing it for another year, another 3 years, another 5 years, another 10 years? Those are things that you want to take into consideration when you're thinking about what it is that you're getting ready to do, and also what it is that it's an investment in yourself. It's like, taking care of your own physical health. Part of your health is your mental health. So the rates are typically around, for the 1 to 3 month, they can range from around just about $700, around $700 mark, all the way up to around $2,500, $2,700. There's also programs that we have that they involve long-term support, because a lot of times people will come in and they'll just enjoy the experience so much, and they get a lot of value from it, and they're able to make changes more rapidly because they're working together with someone who's a professional at doing that. They will like to go and do the long-term support type of programs as well. And those last throughout the year. They'll come in for like a maintenance kind of program every month or so. It's very similar. I mean, I keep using this comparison, but it's very similar to, if you want to have a healthy body, there's a couple of factors that you got to follow. One, you got to eat have a nutritious fueling program for your body. Diet. Some people say diet. I don't particularly like that word. A fueling program for your body that's nutritious. Exercise, activity. Those things are staples. Get good sleep, and get plenty of, or minimize your view of the world so that it doesn't create a mindset of stress. So those things are part of being healthy, and you do them consistently. Similarly, clients that elect to go with the long-term programs, after they complete their initial program, it's much easier to work with them because they already understand the systems. They've already built tools for them to help them in their journey. And more importantly, they look at it as going to the gym of their mind. And when they look at it like that, it makes total sense that it would be an incredible investment for them to become a better person. Because where you go with your mind and your thoughts, they drive your actions. So when you look at the cost for it, and you look at working with Nova Hypnosis and Wellness, please keep in mind that you're doing something for the betterment of your own life. And not only that, you're also bettering everybody that's around you. And we personally feel that's our mission, is to increase and help everyone's conscious awareness elevate to a new level. I mean, what a wonderful mission that is, and how many people can say that that's their mission in their life. That's what we feel very passionately about, and that's why we've created these programs to support our clients. So we look forward to hearing from you. Can't wait to see you in the office. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day. Take care.